This is JordanTower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe. And while you're Jeezy crying to Nia Long, and don't get me wrong, Jeezy's one of my favorite artists, okay? But he's taking a turn as far as trying to like open up to everybody. Now, Jeezy, I knew some people who worked for Jeezy back in the day, okay? Especially people who filmed for him. He is horrible to deal with. And a lot of people that worked for him or were friends with him all have the, when 20 to 30 people were saying the same thing, it might be true. Jeezy is very selfish. He gives people crumbs that deal with them. I mean, look, he got rid of Kinky B because he didn't want to share any money with him after a while. You know, they started everything. After a while, Jeezy felt he didn't need Kinky B, his friend that started with him, and got rid of him, okay? Clem was his guy, and he should have just taken care of him. Like, he did take care of him, but didn't pay him properly, like, when he goes through everything. And I believe it, because this happened with a lot of people that work with Jeezy. Why did Coach K leave? That was Clem's cousin, right? Coach K managed Jeezy in the beginning, and then went with Gucci, and then started QC with QCP, and he's richer than Jeezy right now. But Jeezy complains about losing his friends in this Nia Long interview. Oh, I lost over 400 friends. Not only just to passing away, he lost over 400 friends that just, he claims, turned their backs on him. No, you turned your back on them. Jeezy, I love his raps, motivational. I believe his story. I mean, a lot of people co-sign the story. They just don't co-sign his personality. He does people dirty, even his own family, bro. Like, look what he did with Jeannie Mai. He married 2 years, didn't even try to work it out, secretly divorced her. She just found out of nowhere. She thought everything was cool. Just a week before, she was saluting his new book that he had out. A week later, she gets served with divorce papers. You can't make this up, bro. Jeezy's not the best person in the world. I mean, that doesn't change the fact how I look at his music. It doesn't, because I only worked with Jeezy once, and it was a feature that he was on. I refused to try to work with him and T.I., because I knew how they were and how they treated people that work for them. And plus, when you really like an artist, like I like their music, I didn't want to taint that, you know, because like if you get to know somebody too well and they do you dirty, you're not going to listen to their music anymore. Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz dropped a pretty good song. Okay, they dropped a single for their album that's coming out, I think, next week. I think it's coming out next week. In the video, 2 Chainz is wearing, it's like he woke up with his comforter and put 2 holes in it and made it a jacket. Because this is some clown outfit right here. You're not fly. You're not fly, 2 Chainz. He's always talking about and trying to be fly. Lil Wayne just wears what he wears and doesn't talk about it. When someone has to talk about, yo, I'm fly, I'm about dressing, then you really get examined. 2 Chainz just does what he wants. I mean, I'm sorry, Lil Wayne. So like, even some of his stuff looks weird. He's not, at least he's not going around saying he's fly. He just wears what he wants. Glorilla talks about only having 5 people in her class, and everybody says, oh, she was in the special class. You know what I mean? Special education. So Chris Brown talks about this with Funny Marco, because Funny Marco was like, oh, I was in a special class with only 5 people. And he's like, oh, were you in Glorilla's class? That is kind of funny. So we got DJ Khaled, and he said that the story that Tony Yayo tells about not shaking his hand is true. He says, you know, G-Unit and Fat Joe had a problem at the time, and me being loyal to Fat Joe, and he had to be because he was signed to Fat Joe at that time too. Fat Joe was still getting checks from Khaled at that point. He wasn't trying to mess that relationship up, because at that point, Fat Joe had to say so in his, you know, what he was doing outside of the radio. You know, when he was doing records and stuff, Fat Joe was one of the people who had to sign off on things. Now we got Lil Durk paying homage to Lil Wayne. Now, I will say this. Lil Durk is rapping on this song. It sounds good. But just because you wear the same Bape jacket doesn't mean you're paying homage, my guy. Okay, that's not the same. Okay, but nice try. I mean, just because you wear the same outfit doesn't mean you're paying homage. I'm sorry. This isn't Halloween. He recreated one scene at the rooftop. Like, everybody hasn't done that. But the song is good, so I suggest you go check it out. Drake will be deposed in the Astroworld case since he was there, and we'll see what happens with that. I don't even know. Like, that case is just going to keep going on for years, I think. NLE Choppa is getting backlash for not having enough black women in his video. Jeez, you get backlash for everything nowadays, right? It's just crazy. And then Rick Ross and Meek Mill dropped their album. I like it. And J-Rock talks about TDE breaking up. Is positive about it because he's still loyal to TDE, but it is broken up. Like, as a label. But I think they're still all friends. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Light day today, but it's okay. Smash that like button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.